Why do you ask where I am when you know where I am?
Well, I'm like, when are you coming home?
I told
darling?
you exactly where we were going.
No, I didn't. There was no mention of a green bridge.
And oop.
Bloody hell.
Babe,
Yeah?
what are you doing?
Trying to put things back.
I had a system.
I know.
Well, did you mess up the entire system?
No.
And oop.
Where did those crumbs come from?
I was wondering that. Is that your breakfast?
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
How did you see that?
How could I not? They were staring at me.
I didn't see anything.
And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hello.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me at our dining room table for our little program here. Okay. Now, it's the day after Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk about everything we've eaten in the past 27-ish hours. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. We had plans to go to your mom's. We went to your mom's and your dad's, your parents in Lincoln. To start off, I didn't go to the gym because I was like, this is my off day. And we didn't go for a walk. Although we did go for a walk when we were out of your parents.
Yeah, post-meal up there, I was like, come on, you guys, we have to walk.
You kept pushing your big walk agenda.
Yep.
And I was like, no. I've eaten way too much ham and taters. But finally I was like, it's good to get out of the house. And there's a little like bench kind of sightseeing area just down the street from where they live. So it was a good walk. And Lennox ended up climbing the tree and yelling at his cousins. He gets very aggressive when he climbs trees. And like at one point, Cole's foot was where Lennox wanted to put his foot on the tree. And Lennox yelled, Cole, move your foot. And I was like, Lennox, say please. Or be more diplomatic. Say, hello, Cole. How are you? We're both hanging in a tree and I need that space.
Excuse me, good lad. Could you move your foot?
Move your foot. Would you, gentlemen? Okay. So, your parents went to the nines. Tons of food, tons of fishers. So right off the bat, I said, no salad, no fruit for me. Because there was salad. There was a lot of fruit. But I was like, dude, I'm meat and potatoes.
Absolutely nothing healthy for me today.
Yeah. I'm all carbs before marbs. I'm throwing caution to the wind. And so I didn't want to mess around with no blueberries. I was like, give me meat, give me potatoes, give me some bread. I'm a red-blooded, heterosexual American man.
Your plate was very yummy, but also very, no offense, very boring looking.
Yeah.
It was all bread and meat.
Yeah.
There's no color.
Yeah.
There's no variation.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's what you wanted. That made you happy.
The ham, there was pink and ham, and then there was white and mashed potatoes and bread. Your plate, you put too much. You admittedly, right?
My plate was an abomination.
You started out like thinking, I'm gonna have a little bit of this, have a little bit of this.
Okay, so as of like Monday, I'm on this new like health kick, right?
Yeah.
It's been 3 days. Mm-hmm. I did great for 3 days, and then bam, it's Thanksgiving. So I said to myself, I'm only getting one plate.
Yeah. Oh,
so I see. That one plate weighed about 5 pounds.
The one plate challenge, yeah.
Right. I just kept piling it up.
Yeah. Because I had ham, mashed potatoes, and bread, a roll. Grandma's buns, as they're so famously called, from Liz Fisher. So there were 3 things going on, but your plate had like 8 things going on, and it looked like a mountain, like a volcano, Joe versus the volcano. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, ever hear of it? But there was just a lot going on, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of plate. But you couldn't even finish it.
No, I ate about 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
And And when I first started out building my plate, you go down the row of all the foods. You add a scoop of this, move down, add a scoop of that.
It's like the hometown buffet or the soup plantation if you're from San Diego.
And at first, I didn't want various things touching that shouldn't be touching.
Oh, yeah. I hate that, yeah.
But then at one point, I was like, forget it. I was throwing my hot turkey on top of my cold salad.
Yeah.
I was just, everything had to fit. So I was just throwing it together.
Another thing to consider is your parents have like the picnic style. They have a long dining room table, but there's 20-ish fishers there. So we had to eat on their living room furniture, like sitting in a recliner, sitting on the couch. So you had to kind of balance it on one hand while doing with the fork and the other. So there wasn't a lot of knife action. There wasn't really much room for smooth eating. You were pretty much a barbarian. So what did you start out with, honey? You got salad and fruit.
I did not get any fruit, but I got salad.
Okay.
I got my brother Cameron's famous yam marshmallow dealio. You know, that's a classic Thanksgiving thing.
Sweet potatoes.
I don't know exactly what this dish is called, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, it's like orange and then
those are the yams.
Marshmallows on top. Yeah.
I got turkey. I got ham. I got one of Grandma's buns.
Yeah.
I got stuffing and then gravy all over. That's another thing. I just put gravy over everything.
Yeah.
It got on the salad. It got on the sweet potatoes.
See, I like gravy, and I imbibed on the mashed potatoes, but I just gravy is too much. And back to you have your plate on one hand and you got a fork in the other hand. It's very perilous. It's hard to balance, and the gravy can hit the blueberries. And then what, honey? Then what? Well, pandemonium.
As soon as I poured all the gravy, it started like pouring off the side of my plate. But
foul.
This is gross, and I think one of my nephews saw me, unfortunately. But I like licked it. I like caught it with my mouth, and I licked the falling gravy.
Wow. Not in your highlight, your anti-coup highlight reel. I got no salad, no fruit. Like I said, meat and potatoes. So I got tons of ham. So Liz Fisher, God bless her soul, bought a ham from Rayleigh's, a giant ham, okay? But then she did like this glaze on it with pineapple juice and cardamom or cinnamon or spice, all spiced up.
Brown sugar. I think.
It was so good.
This is the best ham I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Every piece was cooked well, glazed. Yeah. So much flavor, so much juiciness.
Yeah. Even when you were in the kitchen with the other Fisher gals, being women in the kitchen, doing
we were
their
all
duty.
Barefoot in the kitchen, cooking for our man.
Yeah, and I was sitting there watching football with the beer in my hand. But you and a couple other ladies were kind of scurrying around, getting things prepared. And then you had a piece of ham in your hand and you showed it to me. And I was like, come here, bring it over here. Pull it in my gullet. But then you fed it to me. And I was like, wow, this is really good.
My dad was slicing the ham off the bone.
Yeah.
The whole ham was in this like 9x13 glass pan.
Yeah.
So he was cutting it and putting it into a different dish. Yeah. And then he removed the bone and the scraps and put it into the laundry room. And I snuck off in there and I was like with my hands just eating the scraps that were in the dish. It was so good, you guys.
It was wow. It was outstanding. The glaze that she applied was just it was bussin'. It was good. It slapped. It was a fantastic ham. I didn't try the turkey because I'm a ham boy. Like I said, I got mashed potatoes, no gravy. I got one of the grandma's buns, but back to kind of balancing the plate with one hand. I didn't have, I had my fork in the other hand and I didn't want to deal with bread. So I was just like, I'm just going to go in with the fork and no knife, no knife. So I just have one of grandma's buns, but it was good with a nice pat of butter in there. But I thirds. Well, I had first one plate, and then I was like, okay, I'm going back for seconds. And I really wanted to stop, but I really didn't want to. So I said, okay, I'm going to go back for thirds, but then I'm going to stop. And I did stop at thirds. I could have gone for sixths or sevenths, but I didn't because we were doing a bang bang. We were going to come home and eat more. But yeah, the ham will keep me up in my dreams.
That ham was the star of the day for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And usually my favorite parts of Thanksgiving dinner are grandma's buns and gravy. But no, the ham, man. The ham.
Yeah, the ham and Aunt Lisa Fisher's mashed potatoes.
Aunt Lisa's mashed potatoes were the best.
And she made 2 giant slow cooker things full. Yeah.
A total of 10 pounds of potatoes.
Jeez. And she said she threw garlic in there, butter, cream cheese.
Yeah, cream cheese. Yeah. I wonder if she always does the same recipe every year.
Yeah.
Cream cheese I thought that was unique. Or maybe that's a thing people do, but I was like, oh, that's why it's so creamy and flavorful.
Yeah. It was unexpected, but it went perfectly with that jamón, as they say in España. You brought some dessert, my love. You made these little pastry cream cheese. I call them cheesecake, but they had cream cheese. They had candied pecans, right?
Yeah. I took muffin tins and I put pie crust dough in each in the little muffin tins. And then I filled it with this concoction, which was cream cheese, honey, and vanilla extract. Yeah. And then I topped it with chopped candied pecans and powdered sugar. Yeah. They were so beautiful.
It was good.
They were tasty. And then I had some extra pie crust. So I did like 6 additional ones that just had like a peach pie filling with the candied pecans on top of that. Yeah. They were delicious.
Yeah. We didn't want to wait for dessert. So Liz Fisher, her house it's smaller, 2-bedroom. So but there was tons of food on the counters. So they put all the dessert in the laundry. So me and you snuck off to the laundry and 2 minutes in heaven, honey, just like in high school, am I right? But we were like, we're going to get to this dessert. Yes. There were pies in there and everything. But we just kind of, we grabbed a couple and just ate them.
What did you eat?
In their little laundry room. I had one of the cheesecake, the cream cheese.
And I grabbed one of the peach pies.
Yeah, yeah. They were good.
They were so good.
They were good. And those came like on a whim. Like I kind of threw some, we were kind of brainstorming. It was like the Saturday Night Live writer's room.
It was really,
you didn't know what to do, right?
It was a team effort. I bought these little pie crust doughs from Grocery Outlet Bargain Market. Yeah. And they were going to expire like December 2nd. So I thought, well, these are perfect for Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I knew I was going to do something like a little pie crust with some sort of filling. Right. I didn't know savory or sweet. Then I had a cube or a block of cream cheese in our fridge. Oh, yeah. That, you know, when you go grocery shopping and occasionally you come home with something that you didn't put in your basket. Right. But it's like someone else left on the checkout belts and it just ends up in your bag. But yeah, you end up with somebody else's groceries. So you didn't pay for it, but you just get it for free. Yeah. And you're like, score! I got this stuff extra. Yeah, so we've had this block of cream cheese in our fridge for a few months. Mm-hmm. It's not going to expire for quite some time, but on the other hand, it's been sitting in there, and I'm like, what can we do with this cream cheese? We never eat or use cream cheese. Right. So we started Googling it, and you came up with this little cream cheese honey concoction thing.
Yeah, do some cheesecakey thing. Yeah. My mom makes fantastic cheesecake, so that's what I thought of, and it was good. It was our little 2 minutes in heaven, or what was the other thing? 7 minutes?
It's 7 minutes in heaven.
7 minutes in heaven.
You only got 2 minutes?
Wow.
You were, that's the wrong game.
I'm a 2-minute man, honey. 7 minutes.
Oh, I know.
Wait. Oh, dear. I thought that it was 7 minutes in heaven and then 2 minutes in the closet.
Oh,
was the other
I don't know that one. That was a San Diego thing.
Yeah, totally. Then we came home, and so like we were planning to do a bang bang, and so I said, just grab everything that's about to expire, or that's been sitting in our cupboard for months and months, and just make it. and it was highly disappointing. Some cheese, cauli rice, and it was one bag. It cost 99 cents from Grocery Outlet.
Cheddar cauliflower.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the consistency of pumpkin puree.
It came out, yeah, I thought it was turnips.
It was super watery.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
It was terrible. Another was a kale mac and cheese, which there were green specks, which I guess was kale, but it was another. The cheddar cauli rice, huge miss. The kale mac and cheese was like, there was no taste.
Ooh, it had like the essence of dirt.
Yeah. Well, that was the aftertaste. Initially, you're like, this doesn't have much taste. And you're like, this is odd tasting now. Terrible. And then the scalloped potatoes from Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
They're not great, but they're consistent and they're a good time.
They're good.
We had Martha Stewart scalloped potatoes the night before. And I got them from Grocery Outlet for $2.99. They're probably normally $5-6. Terrible, super dry.
Yeah.
And the Dollar Tree scalloped potatoes, while won't blow your mind, but they're comforting.
They're moist.
Familiar.
They're cheesy. They are familiar, but you know what? They remind me of being like 22 and broke.
Yeah.
And like that was treating ourselves, having some scalloped potatoes.
When you would go in 2 minutes in heaven and have some scalloped potatoes in the closet. Well, I thought they were far and away better than Martha Stewart's. They were scalloped potatoes. Martha Stewart should go back to jail for selling those scalloped potatoes for $5 to $6. Yeah. And then we had a couple turkey legs. Your mom gave us a couple turkey legs, which we feasted on. I felt so manly. Like, these are giant turkey legs.
I felt like I was at a Renaissance fair.
Yeah. I felt like I was at medieval times. And you felt like a caveman, like, you're gnawing at this giant turkey leg. Sorry, turkey, rest in power. And then we have courtesy of the What the Chuck podcast with Megan Rage, our podcast friend. She suggested the Trader Joe's pumpkin sticky toffee cakes. And this was the end of our meal. First of all, I bought ice cream like a few days ago. And it was like 90% gone.
Well, yeah. If there's ice cream in the freezer, the kids will devour it. And you should know this by now.
I realize that, but like save some for the person who paid for it. There was a little bit left, but the Trader Joe's pumpkin spicy toffee cakes. How did you prepare those, honey? Were those oven or microwave?
Oven.
And
okay. They come in little miniature bundt cake tins.
Yeah.
So you put it's 2 to a package. You put the 2 in the oven. Yeah. And then when they come out, so fun. You get to flip them upside down and like pop them out of the little tins.
Yeah. And it goes,
ooh, it's so fun.
Right. Pops right onto your plate. What did you think, honey? Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections?
Decadent, delicious.
Yeah.
Divine.
Mm-hmm. I thought, like the cake was a good quality cake. Moist, soft. It's a fine cake, but that glaze was bussin'.
The glaze,
super duper bussin'.
That was the winning aspect of it.
Yeah,
but the whole thing was so good. I put Cool Whip on top of mine instead of ice cream.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
You like Cool Whip more than ice cream?
I do. Well, when it comes to like putting a dollop of something on top of my pie, cake, crumble, dessert, whatever. Yeah. I always am going with the Cool Whip option.
Yeah. But like the cakes came out of the oven hot, and then I like the back and forth of the hot of the cake and then the cold, the frozen of the ice cream. But it was super good, super indulgent, super decadent. But you couldn't finish yours.
I could finish mine. I chose not to. Because I'm on track.
Gotcha.
I'm being healthy.
So about 60% in, you were like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
So I'm completely off track. And I ate it. Super sweet. Like, 4 bites in, I was like, "This is really good." But like the 5th bite, I was like, "It's too sweet. It's just too much." Of the glaze stuff, and it's really good, but yeah, it was just overpoweringly sweet after a few bites. But definite win. And then this morning for breakfast, you bought a ham. We bought a ham, small ham.
Yeah, one of those teeny tiny, no bone.
Yeah, already sliced.
Right.
Ham, and it was supposed to be for last night, but we had too much food. Have you been listening to the past 30 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. So last night I was like, I'm not cooking more ham. We already had leftover turkey and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So we saved the ham. And then this morning you woke up and you decided to slice it up and fry it all, the entire thing.
Yeah. Well, it's already sliced, so it's super easy to fry it. And fried it all up for breakfast. Made us some eggs and toast. It was good. But frying it helped a lot, but it was still not as good as the Liz Fisher ham.
No, nothing ever will be.
With the Liz Fisher glaze. Ooh. We still have some of the ham. And then going back to Lizard Lips Fisher, while we were there, she gave us a ton of white chicken chili without chicken.
Yeah, she makes this. This is like a signature dish of hers, but she made it without the chicken for Luna because Luna's not eating meat,
right?
As we all know.
Yeah.
But she sent us home with a gigantic Tupperware full of this white chili bean soup, chili stuff.
Yeah, and we had some this afternoon. It was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it doesn't need chicken. It does, in my opinion, it doesn't need the beans. It's essentially super, really creamy, really cheesy liquid. And it's good.
It's so good.
Has some vegetables in there, a little bit of spice, a little bit of heat. But yeah, it was so good. And I think Luna just finished it. But yeah, so that's what we ate. What are we gonna dine on now, honey? Is there anything coming up?
Well, we still have a ton of ham left over.
Oh yeah.
And my mother also sent us home with a big thing of gravy.
Right.
I guess the leftover gravy.
Yeah. You brought 3 cans of gravy.
Yeah.
And then she sent us back the whatever was left over in a piece of Tupperware.
I don't know what to do with the gravy, but I love gravy. I would hate to waste it, but I have a feeling it's gonna not get used.
It's good, but it's off track. It's not keto.
And well, we're semi off track right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to put the gravy on.
Bread, mashed potatoes,
biscuits and gravy,
French fries, biscuits and gravy. You wanted to steal your mom's Tupperware that she sent the white chicken chili in, and then what did Luna say?
Grandma said she wants this back.
No. No.
It's really quality Tupperware. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Super nice. That's what we ate. We're going to watch the Lindsay Lohan Netflix Christmas movie, Falling for Christmas.
I cannot wait.
Where she plays some sort of socialite or rich gal who has a skiing accident, has amnesia because of the skiing accident, and the person who rescues her and the only person who can heal her is hot single dad Cord Overstreet from Glee.
This is the 21st century holiday version of Overboard.
Yes.
With what's her name?
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. We're still together. Okay, so is that it, honey?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, that's what we ate. I loved all the ham. We still have some, but it's time to stop eating ham for 24 hours straight. I know, it's hard. And even like while I was making breakfast, I was like, I had a couple pieces of toast before, like just cooking breakfast. I was like, oh, I deserve a couple pieces of toast. And then 8 pieces of toast later, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be eating so much toast. The only thing we missed was potatoes, which is a damn shame. I do have those veggie hash browns. Okay, we're done. Oh, bye-bye.